Hey guys, we're on part 2 of learning about Christmas in different European countries. Are they shooting cannons? Oh god, no, no, no. Oh my gosh. Welcome back everybody. I hope you have seen part 1. If you have not, then go check it out and then come back here and watch part 2 with us. This video is being released on Christmas Day, so if you were watching it then, Merry Christmas from Roger and me. And if you're watching it some other random time of the year and it's not Christmas, then Merry Christmas anyway. So there's not a whole lot to say about this other than we're gonna watch part 2, and I hope you guys really enjoyed part 1 because I know I did. It was really eye-opening kind of seeing all of the different traditions that I have never even heard of. Some of you even reminded me on the first video that in Norway, Santa Lucia takes place on December 13th. It's not really even considered Christmas, it's like its own thing, but I don't really know enough about it. I feel like that's like a whole other video by itself. And also, if you are British especially, you're gonna want to come back this weekend because I have a treat for you guys, and I think it's also going to be a treat for me because I'm really looking forward to it. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything, and if you're new here, I just want to say welcome. I've been having a ton of fun over the past few weeks learning with you guys or from you guys, so I really do appreciate all of the comments that you guys are leaving on my videos. Like I said, I do read them and I try to respond if I can. Okay, so enough of that. We're gonna get into part 2 of A European Christmas by Rick Steves. He's actually got like a ton of other programs on Europe which look really interesting, and maybe we might get into that in the future. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. But for now, we're gonna do the Christmas one.
We'll be back when dinner's ready. But first, we've got some shopping to do in Germany. When it comes to traditional holiday images, Germany's Bavaria is the heartland. Here, we'll savor classic holiday themes, glittering trees, old-time carols, and colorful Christmas markets. These markets,
of course,
called
we've already done a
Christkindl
Christmas market video.
liven squares throughout Germany. The most famous is here in Nuremberg.
Yeah, I remember that with the cathedral in the background like that.
It's a festive swirl of the heartwarming sights, sounds, and smells of Christmas. Long a center of toy making in Germany, a woody and traditional ambiance prevails.
Oh yeah, those types of things
Nutcrackers
were
are
everywhere.
characters of authority, uniformed, strong-jawed, and able to crack the tough nuts. Smokers, with their fragrant incense wafting, feature common folk like this village toy maker.
I've never seen one of those before.
Prune people, with their fig body, walnut head, and prune limbs, are dolled up in Bavarian folk costumes.
They're cute, but...
And hovering above it all is the golden Rausch angel, an icon of Christmas in Nuremberg.
Yeah,
Rausch
no, this was
is the sound of wind
in the
blowing through its wings. It's a
Christmas
favorite for
market
capping
video I
family
did.
Christmas trees. Bakeries crank out old-fashioned gingerbread, the Lebkuchen Nuremberg, using the original 17th century recipe.
I've never seen gingerbread look
Back
like
then,
that before.
Nuremberg was the gingerbread capital of the world, and its love affair with gingerbread lives on.
I wonder what the
Shoppers can
angel
also
thing is
munch
in
the
Germany,
famous
because that seems
Nuremberg
like a big
bratwurst,
part of their
skinny
Christmas.
as your little finger. And sip hot spiced wine. As in so many cultures, kids love their local version of Santa Claus. While Santa is a legend, his character is based on Saint Nicholas, a
Slightly
kind and
creepy
generous
looking Santa
bishop who
Claus.
actually lived in Turkey in the 4th century. Holiday gift-giving, especially in Catholic regions, is often associated with the feast day of Saint Nicholas, December 6th.
So it's based on a...
But Germany is Luther country. Back in the early 1500s, the great reformer Martin Luther wanted to humanize the Christmas story by shifting the focus away from the saints and back onto the birthday boy, Jesus. Rather than jolly old Saint Nick bringing the goodies on December 6th, Luther established the idea that gifts would be given on the 25th by the Christ child, or in German, Christkind.
Really? I didn't know it was Martin Luther
But for
that did
kids,
that.
it was hard to imagine the little baby in the manger delivering gifts. So an angel served as the gift-giving Christ child. And somehow, the angel came to be represented by a young girl. She spends her reign spreading the joy of the season.
It's quite a
The
jump there
Christkind
from the
concludes by
Christ child
telling
to
the enthralled
little
children,
girl, but-
if you're very, very gentle, you can touch my wings. Nuremberg's
It's like a
favorite
Disney
angel then leads her
princess or
fans into the
something.
children's section of the market, where
That's pretty
expertly
cool, though.
bundled kids enjoy a Christmas wonderland. Now we cross the border into Austria, to the town that to me always feels like Christmas, Salzburg. With its old town gathered under its formidable castle, Salzburg celebrates the holidays with an alpine elegance. Christmassy shopping lanes delight browsers.
Oh wow, look at that. It kind of reminds me of the Appalachian Mountains in like Asheville,
Markets
North Carolina.
are busy as shoppers gather last-minute holiday decorations and perhaps a fresh sprig of mistletoe. These Tyroleans celebrate the season in noisier fashions as well. From the castle ramparts high above town, traditional gunners fire away as they have since the days when they really believed these shots would scare away evil spirits.
Those are guns, though. They look like cannons. What in the world are those?
Salzburg, nicknamed the Rome of the North, has a magnificent cathedral, inspired by St. Peter's at the Vatican. Before. Locals here in the town of Mozart pack the place to mix worship with glorious music.
I just love it with the orchestra backing it. It just adds so much more richness and fullness to the music.
It was here in the region of Salzburg that the most loved carol of the Christmas season, Silent Night, was sung for the first time nearly 200 years ago.
Look at that vista.
According to legend, a local priest went out one Christmas night to bless a newborn baby. As he walked home in the snow, he was so moved by the stillness of the starlit and holy night that he wrote a poem about it. He gave the poem to Franz Gruber, the organist in his church, who composed a simple tune. On Christmas Eve, 1818, the carol was sung for the first time, accompanied only by a guitar.
Silent Night's only a couple hundred years old. It seems like it should be older than that for some reason.
Austria is one of Europe's more traditional corners. Yeah. Its strong Catholicism and a love of heritage shine especially brightly at Christmas time in the countryside.
Snow and the mountains. I don't know if those are Clydesdales or not. They don't look like they have the big feet like Clydesdales. This is cool to hear Silent Night in the original language it was
written in. We're visiting the Weissacker family farm.
Frohe Weihnachten. Kommt herein, bitte.
Okay. This family happily shares its love of the season with a guest.
Look at how old that house is.
Like just about anywhere, part of Christmas is making cookies with Grandma.
This has got to be a universal thing everywhere, I think.
More unique to Austria is this ritual, in which the dad blesses the home with incense, as his daughter follows with holy water. The prayer is for a healthy and happy New Year. Maria teaches her daughters how the Advent wreath marks the 4 weeks of Advent, the season of preparation leading to the advent, or arrival, of Jesus. Ancient peoples were the first wreath makers. For Christians, that evergreen circle came to symbolize everlasting life. The candles, one for each week, reminded them that the birth of their Savior was approaching. Austrians lovingly decorate their tree, but keep it secret and
look at
hidden
these
from the
Christmas
children
trees.
until December 24th arrives.
This is what I was talking about in my
we'll check back a little
other
later
video,
to see what
really
Christmas
thinned
brings.
out tree.
From here in the Alps, we journeyed to a grand city that was the capital of the Western world on that first Christmas 2,000 years ago and remains a leading city in Christendom today. Rome. This is home of the Vatican City,
headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church and some of Europe's most sacred Christmas traditions. For centuries, pilgrims have hiked from all over Christendom to this great city. Domes and ancient obelisks still serve as markers, lacing together relics and sacred stops, including the tomb of St. Peter, marked by the greatest dome
really pretty
anywhere.
looking. The nativity and the tree.
And through the ages, pilgrims have stopped here at the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore. The faithful believe the original planks from Jesus' crib are in this ornate container. And here, in the capital of Catholicism, each Christmas, lovingly constructed manger scenes called presepi pop up all over town.
I've never seen that many people in a manger scene
St. Francis
before.
of Assisi is credited with assembling the first manger scene in 1223. He used it as a tool to teach people the story of the first Christmas. Since then, in the creative teaching style of St. Francis, manger scenes often put Bethlehem in a local context.
Instead of the Middle East, Italians have long set the Holy Family right here, in Italian settings. St. Francis knew that by putting Jesus in a place people would recognize, their own neighborhood, the faithful could relate more easily to the story of his birth.
It's probably true, though. It's really interesting.
And presepi range from the very traditional to the very surprising.
Major nativity right
like
there.
this one that imagines the nativity in an Eskimo village.
Okay.
The ultimate manger scene is back on Rome's ultimate square. St. Peter's is where the Pope celebrates midnight Mass each Christmas Eve. For Roman families, there are more than just manger scenes to see.
Those
For
Teletubbies.
centuries, this lively square, Piazza Navona, has hosted a boisterous, village-like holiday market that stays busy until Epiphany in January.
The Christmas season in Europe stretches for well over a month, not to maximize shopping days, but to fit in the season's many holy days. Advent starts 4 Sundays before Christmas Eve. Then comes the Feast of St. Nicholas on December 6th. Santa Lucia Day is on the 13th, and Europeans don't wrap things up on the 25th. The 12 days of Christmas stretch from the 25th through January 6th. That's Epiphany, the day the three kings finally delivered the gifts.
In Italy,
I mean, here
on
we just pretty
Epiphany,
much have
La
Christmas
Befana,
Day.
a popular Christmas witch, flies over the rooftops, filling children's stocking with candy or coal.
Christmas witch. Really?
Between visiting their manger scenes and Christmas witches, many Italians are shopping for their big Christmas Eve dinner. When it comes to a festa, Italians like to buy fresh and local, and lucky Romans enjoy an abundance of farmers' markets. La Vigilia, the traditional Christmas Eve dinner, calls for all the trimmings. Here in Rome, that's lots of veggies and a nice big female eel.
Oh God, no, no, no. Oh no.
As anywhere, Christmas in Rome is a time of giving. The spirit of charity is especially alive in this neighborhood, which has come
No
together for a
offense, I just
special
can't do
holiday
that.
meal.
Mm-mm.
At the Church of Santa Maria in Trastevere, tables have replaced pews, and the poor are enjoying a feast prepared and served by the community. It's a joyful occasion,
Oh, that's
and by all accounts,
cool.
those doing the giving
Those
feel
plates are
as
interesting,
blessed
too.
as those they feed. Outside of Rome, in villages in regions such as Tuscany, Christmas celebrations
Some
are
of
a
this
little
looks
more
like
rustic.
out west here in the
The
States.
festivities, while low-key, are memorable. During a
not quite
busy
this
season
green,
that
but,
sometimes
you know,
feels
the landscape
overwhelming,
looks similar.
village life can be refreshingly simple. These jovial friends are playing an old game. The idea is to toss the panforte, the local fruitcake, close to the edge of the table without having it slide off.
That's fruitcake. Some hard fruitcake. It's like they like eating it just about as much as I do. That's interesting. Huh.
Sì.
These children are flip-flopping the gift-giving tradition.
Grazie. Buon Natale.
They're delivering another Christmas treat, panettone, a rich brioche made with raisins and citrus, to older folks who have no family nearby. While providing a bright spot in this grandma's day, the child experiences the joy of giving.
That's really sweet.
And today, the children have another important errand. It's time to post their letters to Babbo Natale, the Italian version of Santa Claus. This special mailbox mysteriously appears each Christmas.
I wonder where those letters go.
Sacred music and prayer infuse
Like for real,
this
like
tranquil
who takes
landscape.
them and where they go.
Here at the 15th century Abbey of Monte Oliveto Maggiore, reclusive monks celebrate their faith in a timeless fashion, as if one with the communities they serve.
Sheep again. It's just like it's such a serene image, you know.
And in this town, the people are doing a dress rehearsal for a Presepio Vivente, or living nativity. On Christmas Eve, in this simple cloister, they'll recreate the town of Bethlehem on that holiest of nights.
Wow.
In the countryside,
pretty
you'll
authentic,
appreciate how
or as
sacred
authentic as you
traditions
can
have
get.
deep roots. Here in this medieval Tuscan hill
Not
town,
actually being in there.
villagers stack neat pyramids of wood for great bonfires. The lighting of the fires is a signal to villagers dressed as shepherds to come and sing old carols. It's a reminder that through the ages,
these are real
Italy's
shepherds
humble
then,
shepherds
that are-
entertained the faithful as they gathered by fires to warm themselves and await the arrival of
Well,
Christmas.
that's a nice little call back to the biblical story. I like that. Yeah, that's so cool. It's like the Italian
Italy has
version
the
of
rich
caroling,
history,
maybe,
magnificent
sort of.
manger scenes and grand churches. The spirit of
Okay,
Christmas
here we go.
can be experienced everywhere in Europe. High in Switzerland, where the churches are small
is,
and villages huddle below towering
Oh
peaks,
my
the
gosh.
mighty Alps seem to shout
Oh
the
my
glory of
gosh.
God. Up here, Christmas fills a wintry wonderland with good cheer.
This
In
is like
these
almost
villages,
as close to
traditions are
perfect as you can
strong.
get for me.
And warmth is a priority.
Jeez, dude.
Ovens are small, so wood is too.
I mean, he's like that far from chopping his fingers off. Oh my gosh.
My family has arrived for a Swiss Alps Christmas. Along with our kids, Andy and Jackie, my wife Anne has joined me here in the tiny village of Gimmelwald, where we're having some fun with our friends Ollie and Maria and their kids.
Goodness, how deep is that snow? Wow. That's pretty deep. US got some snow that deep at least in the
Ollie's
Northeast this
taking us
past
high
weekend.
above his village on a quest to find and cut the perfect Christmas tree.
I just love the look of all of this.
What do you think? I like your line, Ollie.
Yeah, this is a good tree. I think we should cut it.
Do any of you guys ever feel sorry for trees, like sad, when they get cut down? I know it's stupid, but I do. I always feel sorry for the tree. I mean, that looks like a painting to me. It doesn't even look real.
Still high above Gimmelwald, we're stopping in a hut for a little fondue.
We've got the tree.
Yes.
Yeah, that was quite a bit of work.
This feels just right in the winter, doesn't it?
Good. When it's cold
Fondue is kind of
outside,
like
you
a
know.
party food
Perfect.
here in the United States. Some
Fikukeko
people
means,
have it.
fondue is good och inte gut i luna, and it means in English fondue is delicious and gives a good mood.
So if you have a party, you know that it's going to be...
Yes, everybody knows what fikukeko means.
If there's
Yes.
fondue, it'll be a good ambience.
Yes.
It's impossible not to linger
That's
in
a
this
small
cozy
table.
setting. Before we know it, the light outside begins to fade.
Here's to Happy Christmas.
Yeah. Cheers!
So cool looking. Just all the colors, the fire.
As the sun sets, we've got our tree and take an unforgettable ride home to Gimmelwald.
Okay, that's something I would not have been allowed to do as a kid, was go down a hill in the snow with an open flame in my face, basically. My parents would have never let me do that. And also the pyrotechnician in me is like a little nervous right now. I know they're probably used to it, nothing's gonna happen, but, you know.
Back in the village, the kids take the tree home, and
It
we've
looks
been invited
really
to
cool,
enjoy
though.
another Christmas tradition. While I grew up opening windows on a paper advent calendar, up here, the windows are real. 25 homes decorate a window for each day of Advent. The sense of anticipation is the same as, day by day, Christmas approaches.
That's pretty cool. Having that daily reminder that Christmas is
Advent
approaching.
is all about anticipation. And for the kids, much of that anticipation is about presents, rewards for being not naughty, but nice. And as we've seen throughout Europe, each culture seems to have its own version of Santa Claus, who serves parents by providing children incentives for good behavior.
Here in the Alps, it's Samichlaus, that's Swiss German for St. Nicholas, and his sidekick, Smoochly. My son, Andy, is playing Samichlaus this year. Ollie's son, Sven, is playing Smoochly, and the donkey is playing himself. Each year, Gimmelwald's children
Santa Claus has
anticipate a
a
visit from this
sidekick, huh?
dynamic Christmas duo. Samichlaus surprises
just
the
so different
children
in
and
every
checks in
country.
his
It's
ledger to
crazy.
see if they've been doing their chores.
Have you been feeding the cows lately?
Then he might ask for a song or a poem.
Sing. What would you like to sing?
This guy didn't even try with the beard. I mean, the strings are showing and everything.
And the performance is always followed by a treat
very
from
good.
his big bag of gifts.
Well, hope you have a Merry Christmas. See you next year. Bye.
This is different than Santa Claus, like, sneaking in and leaving the
Mission
gifts
accomplished,
without
and it's
being
time
seen.
for dinner.
So,
Back home,
very
Grandma
different.
and Grandpa have joined the gang as we settle into a classic Swiss Christmas Eve. After dinner, both our families gather in the living room. Lighting the candles is a treat our children will always remember.
Oh my gosh, these candles are stressing me out a little bit. Like, I know it's probably been done for hundreds, maybe thousands of years,
Three
but
generations come together as Grandpa reads from the old family Bible.
Jedermann
Again,
ging, dass sich schätzen
something we
ließe,
would not be
ein
allowed to do
jeglicher
here.
in seine Stadt. Da machte sich auch auf Josef aus Galiläa, aus der Stadt Nazareth, in das jüdische Land, zur Stadt David, die da heißt Bethlehem.
The evenings capped off with the sharing of gifts.
Wow, thank you.
Christmas Eve is finally here. And right about now, all across Europe, our friends are celebrating this long-anticipated night in their own unique ways.
Down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
In England, the family snuggles together, anticipating the arrival of Father Christmas.
With a little old driver so light.
Up in Norway, they're joining hands in song. In Burgundy, a toast starts the Réveillon, and Delphine's beef is finally done.
I wonder what that tastes like, wrapped in
Austria,
bread like that.
the children discover what their grandparents have been hiding
or pastry,
from them.
whatever it is.
Final touches are made to the Bethlehem being created in Tuscany. And at the Vatican, people pack St. Peter's
crazy to think
as
that all of this
millions
is going on
around
at
the
the
world
same
share
time.
a
Just
sacred and glorious midnight mass.
so many different traditions revolving around the same holiday happening all at the same time. Oh, there's the mince pie and the carrots, leaving for Santa and his reindeer. This is a really cool montage. I like this.
And as Christmas Day dawns, a joyful chorus heralds the birth of Jesus.
When I was a kid, I used to think that Christmas morning was the actual birthday of Jesus. I didn't know about the whole, like, him being born in the spring thing. I was really disappointed when I found out that it was all just a symbolism thing.
Happy Christmas.
Joyeux Noël! Schöne Weihnachten.
Buon Natale a tutti!
God jul!
Merry Christmas.
Frohe Weihnachten. Joyeux Noël!
Happy Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. Frohe Weihnachten.
Oh,
yay! Oh, yay! I wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Well, I have to say that I am so glad that I decided to watch this Christmas. It has given me a completely different perspective than I've ever had about the holiday. I've always just kind of known it from the American point of view and what our traditions are like. And I don't know, it's just like when you're growing up, you just kind of assume that the entire world celebrates Christmas the way you do. And then as you get older, you know on some kind of intellectual level that that's probably not true. But I've just never really taken the time to look into it. It just kind of opened my eyes to how many different kind of renditions there are of Christmas. Countries like Norway and Germany place emphasis on different things other than Santa Claus. We have Christmas witches. I feel like there are just a ton more traditions that of course I didn't have time to touch on in this one video. But you know what? Maybe we will have to delve into those next year. I mean, even with the stuff just over the past week, it really has broadened my horizons a lot. I've learned a lot. So at the end there, it kind of showed a nice little montage of Christmas Eve being spent in these different countries and the different traditions going on at the same time. I'm curious to know if you come from one of these countries. Does your family observe these same traditions that we saw in this video, or do you guys do something slightly different? I know for my family here, we don't really do a whole lot on Christmas Eve. Our celebration pretty much takes place on Christmas Day. We'll just have like Christmas lunch or something, and then we'll have our opening presents, maybe watch an old Christmas movie that's on TV or something like that. And when we are able to get together, which we're not able to do so much this year, we like to play games, and we always split up boys against girls, and the girls we win pretty much every year. So let me know down in the comments what your family does for Christmas. I'd be interested to hear, especially if you come from another country, but even if you are watching from the United States, I'd like to hear that too. We have got some really fun videos coming up this weekend. I can't wait to do them. So make sure you come back for that, and also make sure if you enjoyed this video to like and subscribe. That way you don't miss anything. Well, I think that's it, guys. That's it for our Christmas videos this year. This is going to be the last time you see me in this sweater and this hat. Roger's going to go back to his old self. I'm kind of sad about it because I always love Christmas. It's my favorite time of year, and I'm always really sad when it's over. But we've got the new year to look forward to. Fingers crossed that it doesn't turn out like 2020 did. So as always, stay tuned. Merry Christmas, and we will see you next time.